the little beggar sneaked into the palace through a dog hole. Overcome by hunger, she grabbed a steamed bun from the table and stuffed it into her mouth. However, before she could swallow, the guards caught her. Just then, the prince arrived at the scene. He asked the little beggar why, with all the delicious food on the table, she had only taken a steamed bun. The beggar replied that the bun was the cheapest, and she didn't dare take the expensive eggs or chicken. The prince, moved by her plight, gave her all the food. At that moment, the little beggar noticed a beautiful woman lying nearby. Curiously, she asked the prince who the woman was. The prince said the woman was his wife, but sadly, she had passed away. However, a flower fairy nearby whispered that the woman wasn't dead, but had been in a coma due to poisoning. Only the little beggar could hear the fairy's words, and she immediately told the prince what she had heard. The court doctor, however, insisted it was impossible, as he had thoroughly examined the woman and confirmed she was no longer alive. The flower fairy spoke again, saying the poison was hidden in a doll, and if they burned the doll, the woman would awaken. The little beggar picked up the doll to burn it, but the guards stopped her. The doll was the woman's only remaining keepsake, and no one was allowed to touch it. Even the prince tried to convince her to put the doll down, but the fairy urged the beggar to burn it. Without hesitation, the beggar threw the doll into the fire. As it burned, the smoke morphed into a black scorpion, and when the smoke cleared, the woman opened her eyes. The prince, overjoyed, rushed forward and embraced his wife. The court doctor immediately checked the woman and was astonished to find that her body had completely recovered. The woman, deeply touched, hugged the little beggar, feeling immense affection for her. She then suddenly realized that if her daughter were still alive, she would be about the same age as the beggar. At that moment, the prince suggested they adopt the beggar. His wife happily agreed, as they both believed the beggar was their lucky star. From that day on, the little beggar lived a life of happiness, no longer worrying about food. Meanwhile, their second son, who happened to pass by, was furious when he saw that his parents had adopted a beggar. He declared that he would never accept the beggar as his sister. The boy then went to the cold storage to check on a plant that was the only remedy for his thigh. He prayed that the plant would bear fruit, but to his dismay, it withered away. This deeply saddened the boy. He told his maid to leave, and stayed alone in the cold storage, waiting for death. The emperor, along with the court doctor, arrived with a potion to help the plant bloom, but they found the boy was missing. As the group grew anxious, the little beggar rushed outside to ask the flower fairy, learning the boy's location. She quickly relayed the message to the prince. By the time they reached the cold storage, they were able to rescue the nearly lifeless boy.